so it's symmetrical. But you keep putting it down in different fucking directions.
What would you consider kink shaming? Like if someone told you
We're
they're
live.
kink and you thought it was weird, like saying that's weird, is that kink shaming or just
Probably,
expressing
yeah.
an opinion?
I think if you're saying I think it depends. Like you'd be like, that's not for me, but if you like, that's fucking weird. I think that's kink shaming.
So that's fucking weird is kink shaming.
I think so.
Where that's not for me is probably not kink shaming.
Yeah, because you're just saying like that's not really my thing, but
Gotcha.
okay.
No way to treat a bagel.
Have you ever fucked a bialy?
We are literally live. I love it.
For the record, I've never fucked a bialy, but
I
let
don't
me
know
tell
what
you,
that is.
if you don't, so they make it's like a bagel, right? But what they do is they lay the and then they roll it up, and they leave a central, so there's no hole all the way through, and then
okay.
in the middle they put like butter and garlic or onion, and like that's where the flavoring comes
Okay.
from.
Yeah.
So it's a bagel with a central part that has that flavoring in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good.
And you want to fuck one?
No, I was just saying that for shock factor, and we happen to be live at the moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like we were having a pretty normal conversation about like IndyCar, and then you said I want to fuck
We
a
were
bialy,
not having
so...
a conversation about IndyCar. We were specifically talking about kink shaming. I don't appreciate you shaming my bialy fucking kinks.
The thing I didn't get to say was
Can we get some music, please?
there are certain kinks that I
Product
believe
shot.
should be shamed.
No, but anyways, there was this bagel shop called the Native New Yorker in Arizona.
Mhm.
So it was actually like a restaurant, but they also had like a Jewish deli that was attached to it, so you could get like half sours, full sours, bagels, bialys, that kind of stuff. Challah bread.
Challah.
I love me some potato bread. So good. Little braided challah. What are you doing?
Who's ready for
You know
music?
we're recording a podcast here.
We're pushing out yet. The music hasn't started. This is the pre-show. This
You got
is
like
where
10
we're
seconds max.
Loose.
You're loose?
Any
Yes.
3,
Yeah.
2.
Live.
Why does this feel different?
You say that a lot.
It does.
You say it every time.
For some reason, I thought there was like a 3-chord progression instead of a 1.
You know what else he says a
Two.
lot? That he wants to fuck a bialy.
I said that once and only once.
But it was tonight.
That's true. Indeed, it was. Is that mom?
No, it's mom. I told her we were live, but I think
Gotcha.
my mother is watching.
Hey now, hey now, hey now.
Welcome to Bialy
Popcorn.
Hour.
Shut up. Tonight we're watching TV.
Tonight we're
I can't remember any of the other words now. I need you to speak so I can make fun
divisive.
of you. Divisive. There we go.
Oh, that's right. Damn, I forgot what I was going to do.
Oh, you.
Now, I
son of a
remember it
bitch.
now.
Oh yeah, we did have a conversation.
Were you guys gonna put together like a Tom Cruise?
No,
as a small
no,
man with the
because-
word
Oh my
divisive?
god, that's a good idea.
I have
though.
so many hundreds of hours of your voice recorded that I could literally put AI together to make you say whatever I want.
Oh, Jesus.
All the wrong words.
I think if
Why do you need to use my voice and AI to say all the wrong words? Have you
No,
ever heard
all the words
what
that
comes
you
out of my
hate.
mouth?
Like, we were going to have you say divisive.
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 That's what you sound like,
I don't sound like fucking Mickey Mouse. Shut your
brother.
hole.
Oh, that's a pretty divisive opinion there.
Hi! I caught Goofy with Minnie last night.
Oh, gosh.
That was
That's terrible.
Your worst fear.
Gorge.
That
isn't
would
it?
be my
You
worst.
walk into a room and Goofy's with your
Fucking
partner.
Goofy's railing
Just
my
looks at you
partner.
like,
What? Oh no!
Is Goofy in the
I'm coming
sundress
for
He
you
stuff?
looks up and he goes,
next,
"Woo!"
I'm coming for you next, Tellez.
Stop it.
Now we know Goofy's a dog, right?
So, Goofy's a cow.
Goofy's a dog. Shut
Here
the
we
fuck
are.
up.
I started
Shut,
it.
no, shut your fucking mouth.
Goofy is
Shut
a
up,
cow.
shut up.
Oh.
Shut up.
Goofy is a cow.
Shut up. Shut up.
Goofy is a cow.
Well,
Google it.
Why can't Pluto talk?
There's a whole thing in USA Today for
Because
Goofy
2022.
is a
Brain
dog.
damage.
No, wait,
Why
I love
can't
this.
Pluto talk?
This is the most chaotic opening
This
to
made
this podcast ever.
No, this
Everyone's
is very
talking over each other.
straightforward.
August of 2022. USA Today. Is Goofy a dog or a cow?
Goofy's a cow.
He's pulling up the article. Pluto is brain damaged. He got kicked in the head by a horse.
Jesus.
Bill
He
Farmer.
got kicked in the
I
head by a
didn't-
cow.
I didn't write
named
the lore.
Goofy.
I didn't write the lore. That's just what happened to Pluto.
That's not what happened.
Damn
to
it.
Pluto. He's a cow.
No. No.
He's a cow.
No.
We're not doing
Wait,
this again.
wait, hang
We're
on,
not
just hang
doing
tight.
this again.
Let me read it. Let me read it.
No, Chris.
It's important.
Chris.
No.
It's not important.
Because
Chris.
everybody's wrong.
Let it go, Chris.
We're all wrong.
Let it go.
The whole
Chris.
group is wrong.
Let it go, Chris.
Bill Farmer,
Goofy's an alien.
Goofy's voice actor since 1987, told Yahoo that Goofy is not a dog. Pluto, Farmer explained, is a dog. Goofy, on the other hand, seems to be in the canine family without explicitly being labeled as a dog. Farmer says Canis goofus
It's
is the Latin term
bovine
to describe
family.
Goofy, meaning Goofy is not simply a dog or a cow. He's just Goofy.
You know, cow is a famous part of the canine family.
It's bovine, not canine.
Oh boy. Welcome to Popcorn Tribunal. You may be thinking to yourself, oh, it's only Wednesday. No, it's fucking Thursday. We're just recording a day late.
Welcome to
this
North
week.
Dakota.
You gotta say a city, idiot. You can't just say the state we're in. And we've already done North
Oh.
Dakota.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
what?
Wait a minute.
Okay. Damn it.
Hey, you better be in a two-shot
gonna-
here so
we're
we can
gonna-
see you.
Oh,
We're
you
gonna-
can see me.
We're gonna be
Okay.
on this all fucking
Goofy first appeared in May 1932 in the animated short Mickey's Review, where he plays a minor audience member role. He appeared in a newspaper comic strip under the name Dippy Dog.
Oh,
That's not Goofy.
no.
That's Dippy Dog. Different character.
Oh
No.
my god.
No, it's the same character.
Oh my god.
Same.
So, like JD Vance, he changed his name.
Did you know that?
You didn't know JD Vance has changed his name twice?
Did you know that the JD and JD Vance stands for Jubas to Dingus? Welcome
Did
to
you know
Popcorn
that the
Tribunal.
couch fucking thing never happened?
Yeah, I know. It's just
It
a
was
meme.
a single
it's so funny, though.
tweet, and it went totally viral.
It's so
and
It's so funny. I
I know.
refuse to not acknowledge
Yeah.
it. It's
that's
so
the other
fucking
funny thing is like his team won't denounce it. Like they could come out and say, "Here's the proof," and they won't, which I think is fantastic.
What if the couch was made by Hooker Furniture?
Honestly,
Someone
you could,
asked him if he'd ever
you-
been with a hooker.
You could show me live footage of Tim Walz killing a baby in public, but the fact that he made
Oh,
a couch
Jesus.
fucker joke,
the couch fucker joke was
publicly
pretty
was
funny.
fantastic. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Welcome to Popcorn Tribunal,
Yeah.
where our political
We are
names are
apolitical,
ambiguous.
completely apolitical.
Now you know there are
I'm
two.
not
There are two
super
couches.
leftist here.
There are two couches in the
You are
Oval
not
Office.
leftist, bro. You are like
What if
you
this
are
is-
an odd mix of like libertarian and it's.
If you ever call me libertarian
It's
again, I swear to
weird.
God, our relationship's over.
You know what? You're like an internet leftist, is what you are.
Um,
90% of our conversations are, "Oh my God, Hassan said this," and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God. It is so listen. That's not what we're talking about.
Bro,
but also-
Hassan said the other day. He literally said, "Yeah, I saw that AI generated video of this." I'm like, you guys need to understand that, like, Chris and I have worked in technology for
Yeah, yeah.
2 decades at least.
yeah.
AI.
Is that why you insult me weekly about it?
AI.
He really does. It's
not my
actually
fault,
so
you're an
mean.
idiot. AI is not to the point where you or I could pick up our phone, videotape a rally, and make it generate 50,000 people.
I agree with you. yeah.
It's not to that point. And people believe that shit. And it's just like, oh my God.
I agree with you. That was the first time I heard it though, because I don't watch Hassan that much anymore. I
Yeah.
do like Hassan, and I respect most of his political
He's
opinions. but
jerking off to Tim Waltz, though. It's pretty funny. He
Yeah,
loves the man.
He does.
It's
Yeah, he
great.
really does. Anyways, not an
anyways.
apolitical
Yeah,
podcast.
no.
Very
This
political
is not a political
podcast.
podcast. We do talk about
Live the
social things,
revolution.
though. So, we will talk about it from time to time. It'll
Yes.
come up in conversation.
Pro union, pro lunches for kids.
I actually was a union
Pro
member at one
Palestine.
point.
Just throw up in the studio.
I
Oh,
burped.
man.
Excuse me.
Listen, we're
That's to
live.
make
There's-
up for
there's people watching.
douchehead here
What,
burping in
calling
my
you a-
car with
calling
the
you a
windows rolled up
Bialy
earlier.
fucker. Anyways, this is a pop culture podcast where we talk about pop culture. It's movies, that's games, that's TV.
Dude, here's the question. I have been watching Ryan Reynolds' Twitter feed and Facebook page and all that stuff
Yeah,
lately,
sure.
just because it's been really interesting to watch his like thanks to people
Yeah.
for Deadpool and Wolverine for all the success. And he wrote this big long thing to Jennifer Garner, wrote this big
Mhm.
long thing to Chris Evans. But what I love is that I think we're going to see a Gambit movie.
Yeah, I really do.
And I think we're going to see it. And I think it's going to be written and produced by Ryan Reynolds, probably
Mhm.
with Channing Tatum.
yeah.
And I think Sean Levy will direct it.
I'd be down for
because
that.
what he had to say about Channing Tatum as Gambit, spoiler alert,
Oh yeah, probably should put that at the
it
start.
was completely different than any of the thanks for doing this.
Trying to make
You're
it graphic.
amazing. Um,
It's a spoiler.
but the
alert.
other thing is, Deadpool's course has kind of run its path for like a standalone Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
I'd make one
He'll
live.
appear in a couple X-Men movies or something, and then probably die, which is fine because that's what happens with Deadpool.
Sure.
But I feel like Ryan Reynolds is like the third most powerful person in Marvel right now, just
Okay.
because of what he's done. I mean, Marvel has been shit, and then Deadpool and Wolverine comes out, and
It's also shit.
it is
I'm
not
kidding, I'm
shit.
kidding,
I
I'm kidding, I'm
swear
kidding,
to
I'm
God, I will.
I'm kidding,
I
I'm
will
kidding, I'm kidding, I'm
taint
kidding.
punch you. I swear.
I don't have a taint. I had it removed.
So your balls in your butthole are just
I don't have
snug
those either.
right next to each other. Oh, you're like a Ken doll.
yeah.
Just smooth.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
You got a problem with that?
That was odd.
Sorry, not enough Bialy for you?
No, definitely not. It does smell like an onion though, which is weird.
Yeah.
So
working.
anyways, that is exciting to me.
Yeah.
Because for me, that was probably one of the highlights of the movie.
Yeah, Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Although I'm already sick of all the people on Twitter who go, "Oh, I'm about to get it made from myself." Yeah, like shut up, stop it.
I haven't seen any
Have
of
you
that.
not? It's everywhere.
You spend a lot of time on the internet.
I do mostly at work, because I mean, what else the fuck am I gonna do at work? You know.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. If we look at your numbers.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh.
yeah. My steadily rising
Oh my
numbers.
gosh. There's
I
nothing
actually-
worse than
listen.
an IT manager who's focused on
No,
metrics.
it wasn't the manager.
That's-
It was the coworker.
Oh my god, yeah, Chris. We'll talk about it later. We don't need to talk about it on air. But no, you know what? My favorite part of that is I think I don't care about my numbers. It's fine. I just do my job.
All I care about is SLAs and that they're done within time. That's all I
Yeah.
care about.
Meh.
SLA for people who don't know is a sausage link agreement.
Yes. Ooh, that sounds really good. Sausages.
Yeah.
All up in my face.
Anyone who wants to, you Venmo Tony, and we'll eat on air.
Yeah, everybody cash at me $1.
If you cash app Tony the money for dinner, we'll DoorDash it right now. See if it gets here. in
You know,
time.
I tried that once as like a social thing, like a social test, right? Like I have 1,700 followers on one Twitter account. I've
Yeah.
got 700 followers on another Twitter account. Then I have 700 friends on Facebook. I put cash at me $1. That's it. Just cash at me $1. $1. And here's my cash app, right?
Mhm,
And I'm thinking, okay, if I get 1% of people to do this, that's what's 1%. I'll get $3.
Sure.
I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me that, like, if I were to ask you for a quarter
Mhm.
and just ask you for a quarter and you had a quarter, you'd give me a quarter.
No, I would not.
What if I'm
you
going to
would.
Aldi later?
Shut up.
What if I'm going to Aldi
Anyways, the
later?
point is like, if you, like, that's crazy to me that people, if someone asks for $1, first of all, asking for money is not the easiest thing to do. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So if you're doing that, there's probably a reason that you're doing it. In my case, it was a social test, right? Just trying to see.
Sure.
And not a single person out of 2,500 people did it.
And everyone was like, "Fuck that guy."
That's crazy, man.
But if you would put on there,
Imagine if I had said $1 and half of my followers did that, I would have $1,700.
or if you'd been like, "I need to get an Uber from the airport. Cash at me $1."
Oh.
Make it a little more urgent. I've been kidnapped. Cash at me $1 so I can pay my rent.
I've been kidnapped.
Why not just put
Don't
on
call
a-
the police.
Just a
cash
close-up
at me
picture of you
$1.
like you're in the trunk of a car.
with boogers running down
Wow.
my face. I feel like I
Like
have
the-
a
like the
nose
Blair
hair
Witch.
hanging out. That's weird.
I mean, you're old. It happens.
Yeah. So, okay. So there isn't really a plan for this episode because I had I had a mouth surgery. I had a portion of my gum removed, portion of my jaw
You
scraped
know,
off.
The best part of there not being a
I've
plane,
been in insane pain for the last 2 weeks, and
I'm putting off a
I
crown.
can finally talk, which is great. Unfortunately, or fortunately,
the
depending on
best
who you
part of
ask.
having no plane for the episode is earlier this week for the first time, Chris was like, "Do you guys think like before the show you could just write up a plane?"
Why
so
do
I
you
know what
always
we're
talk
talking
about inside baseball? Why do you always bring up inside baseball?
So, you know, I just remembered.
because it's funny.
Here's a fun story.
Oh god.
The week before I started working with you, Tony, 5.5 years ago now.
Dude, that was much longer. Are you talking about at
It's
the place-
2019.
at the current place?
Yeah,
Okay.
2019. Oh yeah, you're right. We did work together prior to that, like 10 years before.
Yes,
or
we
whatever.
did.
Anywho, I had major dinner dental
major
work
dinner.
done, I had to take 4 ibuprofen like every 6 hours for almost 2 months to get that pain just to
Oh my
to be
god, dude,
bearable.
it's the worst fucking pain of my life.
And I have
Like
to have
I
that
said-
tooth redone again.
I said to Wendy, I literally said, if this ever happens again, let me die.
I
would rather die than endure this pain.
I need
you-
2
am I in
crowns
your
on each
will?
side.
No, you're not in my will.
No, 1 crown on each side. 2 crowns total.
That's
they-
nothing, dude.
They want me to go in and have a root canal done on both sides at the same time.
That's nothing.
I will. They,
A crown and a root canal?
but no, it's on
I
my.
had a root canal 11 years ago. One of the roots broke.
No, you're missing the story.
One of the roots broke.
It's on that tooth, the one that they can't pain block, because I have a problem with nerves wrapped around the root, and now they have to do a root canal where I have nerves that control my face wrapped around the root.
Just make them pull it and put an implant in.
This is why I keep putting it off. I've
Well,
had a
Yeah, but you got to be careful because if you get an infection, you're 3 inches from your brain. That was part of my problem, is I got an infection and it was spreading to my brain almost. Like it felt. I went to the ER because of the infection. Like I
maybe
thought
that's
I was
what's wrong
dying.
with me.
Maybe
That
that's-
could be what's bothering you. That could be why you get a migraine.
You've got some crazy like Wolverine level healing factor, but your tooth is also just constantly.
You have
melting
an
your brain.
adamantium penis, but your brain is dying.
Pretty sure my tooth is dead.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
if you had a root canal, it is.
No, I'm pretty sure it died all on its own.
That's sexy. Let's talk a little more about dental abscesses.
The dead tooth.
But
No,
anyways,
Deadpool.
so
Deadpool
I
and
had
Wolverine.
gum tissue debrided, basically pulled out of my face. I had like a portion of my jaw scraped off because it had infection, and then I had stitches put in, but it was non-dissolving stitches. So I basically had string holding my face together, and went in yesterday and got the stitches taken out. That was the weirdest feeling ever. I've never had stitches before.
Yeah.
So when they pulled it out, you can feel it coming through the skin. That was
Ugh.
very weird. But I also had a bone graft.
Oh.
And so in 6 months, I get an implant and new tooth. It was
It's like
crazy.
the dental version of a Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme. Fucking terrible.
Okay.
I almost ordered one of those.
Don't.
The other day
I heard they're
just because
disgusting.
They
like, just
smell and
because-
taste
I
like
heard
vomit.
they taste like diarrhea.
Just
They
because
do.
Chris was like
So
so
gross.
adamant about it, I was like, I'm gonna eat one of these.
No, see, I got it, and I'm like, I'll eat it. You know, definitely. I opened it, took one bite, and I spit the bite out. It's vile.
Dude, I'll tell you a funny story and then we can move on with this podcast.
Oh my god.
So Grillo's pickles, right? I love Grillo's pickles. They also have pickle de gallo, which is like hot sauce made with
Pickle
Did you
de
just call it
gallo?
Pickle de gallo.
That's
I
what it's
love
called.
this.
Oh, okay.
But so
Went
they have
inside
a
of me.
32-ounce container you can get at Costco, and they just changed the packaging. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll get one of those. It was like $4, $5.
Mhm.
Because I love their pickles. They're cold packed instead of like boiled. And I opened it, and I normally take the first drink of the juice, and I took a drink of it, and it tasted like kombucha. Like it was.
You
I was like,
drank the
Oh, dude, pickle
juice?
juice is amazing. Shut your face.
Oh,
Oh,
my god.
no, I know what
Do not
happened,
kink
and
shame.
I've had this happen. I know what's going
But
on.
it tasted like kombucha, and I fucking hate fermented beverages. Hate it with a passion. And so I was like, that's weird. It must be the packaging. Maybe the packaging makes it taste a little different. So I pick up one of the chips, the dill chips, and I'm like, oh, sweet. It's still crisp. It feels
Rotten.
good. You know, I took a bite of it, and I have never involuntarily wanted to vomit.
Huh.
So instantly. The
Is-
minute I bit into it, my body was like, get that shit out of your
Did
mouth.
it
It was
go
a rotten
bad or
cucumber
something?
in the batch.
No, so Costco at some point had let that batch get warm,
Oh.
and so it had gone from, because they refrigerate pickles, right? You have to refrigerate them. It had gotten warm and then put back in the refrigerator, so they basically had fermented.
Oof.
Yeah, they were nasty.
I had a jar of pickles do
Ooh.
this once, and I didn't realize it until I'd taken a bite, and it is truly disgusting.
Costco returned the pickles, gave me my money back, and Grillo's actually is sending me some coupons.
We're not sponsored by Costco. You can talk shit about them. Fuck Costco. You
No, I love Costco.
know?
Oh,
I
other
also
fun
I
fact.
do love Grillos, so there's it's not going to set me off of Grillos, but I have never had my body involuntarily reject something so fucking quick. I didn't throw up, but like I wanted to get that out of my
Yeah.
face as quickly as
So
possible.
there is and I have pictures of this to prove it. It's disgusting. There is a famous cold deli sandwich chain that is semi-famous for their pickles.
Jimmy John's.
Not going to say this out loud.
McAllister's.
Not going to say it. Anywho, I had a pickle
Zero
that they had
John's.
quartered, right? quartered pickle.
It definitely changed.
Nobody must have
'cause
looked
they
at it.
ask you how you want your pickle cut.
I unwrapped.
McAllister's is only.
I just
Yeah.
gave it away with the quartered thing, but I unwrapped the
that's what we're
pickle,
talking
and it had the little worms in it.
Nope.
Like,
You can keep talking. Just let me know when he's
Keep
done.
telling me that. Keep
Let
telling
me know
about
when
that.
he's
Yeah.
done.
and I
Worms
took
in
it
your
back
pickles,
to them
huh?
that day, and
Nope.
I put it on the counter and showed it to them, and
Nope.
the look,
La, la,
the
la,
the
la,
horror,
la.
the horror in their faces, because
Don't
so
shush me.
I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna pursue it past this. I come here every day, and they're like, oh my god, and they like for like a solid week gave me whatever the hell I wanted.
Only a week? You had worms in your pickle.
Yeah, but
Stop!
that wasn't their fault. They're sent that and they cut it. It's not on them. It's not like they package it there.
They definitely should have noticed. I'm thinking.
Oh, they were horrified because I probably
Oof.
could have sued or something over that, but I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna do it. I'm not that guy. That's not who I am.
You know, I knew a guy.
I'm the
once-
kind of guy who will tie the manager to a chair and make him eat the fucking
Okay,
pickle.
okay, moving
What?
on.
Oh,
knew-
never
I knew
mind.
a- I knew
That
a
went
guy-
dark. That
I'll
got
take
dark.
it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this new movie called It Ends With Us.
I know nothing about it.
Okay,
It's about our podcast.
There's a movie called It Ends With Us. It's opening, I think, this weekend.
Who's in it?
Blake Lively produced it.
Okay.
Justin Baldoni
Yes, from
owned the
Jane the
rights,
Virgin.
produced it, and directed it and starred in it.
Mm.
Has a great message about domestic violence and recovery from domestic violence. Unfortunately, Justin played a character in the movie that is extremely violent.
Okay.
But what the story and the portrayal of the movie is about is how you can meet someone and they can be this really, really nice human being and they can portray this
Okay.
healthy relationship, but behind closed doors, they're beating the shit out of their spouse, right? There's a great domestic violence story in it and awareness and things of that sort. And evidently I don't know the ending because I haven't read the book. It's based on a bestseller.
Okay.
But there's been some drama. So some of the drama is that Blake Lively's production company produced it. Ryan is a partner in that production company. And so people think the drama is Ryan actually wrote one of the opening scenes, rewrote it. And Justin used that scene as the director. He's the actor. He said the
Yeah.
line. So he was aware Ryan did it. People are trying to say that that's the problem, is Ryan dipped his toe into Justin's water and it was a big issue.
Okay.
And the issue stems from the entire cast avoiding Justin on the red carpet.
Oh.
So like
okay.
all of the interviews were done like as groups, or people would ask questions about Justin and they would completely avoid answering the question.
Oh. Okay.
I've been a fan of Justin. He does a podcast that's all about men and getting rid of toxic masculinity. It's a
Mhm.
great podcast. He's a very intellectual human being.
Sure.
His relationship with his wife is like goals, right?
Sure.
And but I've noticed that after he got done making this movie, like the sparkle that's been in his eyes is gone.
Yeah.
So like when he's doing these interviews, he's saying all of the right things, but this person that was so charismatic and all this stuff is just gone. And so what I think is happening, and this is my opinion, is that on purpose, because the portrayal of the character that he portrayed in this movie is such a bad character and such a
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
character and has such a dark spirit to it. In order to maintain the realism behind what's happening in the movie so that people get that feeling,
Sure.
right? That there's genuine drama there. That they're making a conscious decision to separate Justin, the director and producer, from the actor that was in the movie.
Yeah.
I think for me, like when you think of method actors, you think of people who were always in character throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So what I see Blake Lively talking up Justin Baldoni, Justin talking up Blake, talking up Ryan, talking up everyone in the cast, saying how amazing they are. But they're not doing it side by side. And they're doing that because their two characters are the characters in the movie that
Sure.
are the dynamic. So it almost feels like, and I don't want to say it's brilliant, But it almost feels like, do you remember the story about the kid from Hereditary?
No.
So the kid in Hereditary,
Which one?
the one with the mole,
Okay.
he was so like mentally damaged from being in Hereditary that he
Really?
stopped working for 2 years and like did
Really?
intensive therapy. He did
didn't know that.
inpatient therapy, group therapy. Like he was fucked up from that movie.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
So I feel like that's potentially what's going on. Is that from a domestic violence awareness, they want people who see this movie to understand A, this is real.
Yeah.
B, there's a way out.
Yeah.
And C, you can live your life and be healthy and successful after being in a relationship that's so fucking toxic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also leaves me wondering if playing that role fucked up Justin so badly.
Sure, yeah.
Because he's always been this openly emotive human being, really empathetic. Like that, having to switch who you are in your entirety to play a character on screen, like that would fuck me up.
Yeah. I mean,
So I
that's
can
gotta
only
be rough,
imagine.
yeah.
So I'm hoping it's not the drama that everyone thinks that it is, and I'm hoping that he's dealing with the shit, and he simply said, I'll do press, but I really just want to now take some time off and kind of fix myself after this.
Yeah.
Or that it's with a purpose, in that people can separate the character that he played on screen from the person who produced and directed the movie.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know anything about that movie. Like I was kind of, when you were bringing it up, I recognized the title, and when you said it was Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, I recognized that.
Well, it's interesting though, because the marketing for that came out at the same time Deadpool and Wolverine did.
Yeah.
So you're
Stark
seeing
difference.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds on everything.
Yeah,
So you kind of get a little bit of overload, potentially a little bit of blinders to everything Blake Lively. But the drama that has been created around it, I think, has definitely generated a lot of buzz too.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing too is that as a general whole, Ryan Reynolds is pretty well respected in the Hollywood community, and Justin is pretty well respected in the Hollywood community. And I don't think Justin would have directed a movie and allowed Ryan to rewrite a scene if he didn't respect the work that he does.
Yeah, I don't know. People will latch onto anything for drama, right?
Yeah.
That's always going to be, people love that kind of shit and
But,
wanting to make a big deal out of things. So
I actually DM'd Justin, believe it or not.
Oh.
Because I've been following like his podcast and the career after Jane the Virgin and the good things that he's done and the support for domestic violence awareness that he was working on even before this.
Yeah.
And I just DM'd him and I said, look, I thank you for the contribution that you've done, to the filmmaking world. Love your podcast. I've seen a little bit of that sparkle disappear from your eyes, and I hope you're okay. And that was it. And I'm not famous. I'm not a person yet. I'm not a person that DMs celebrities, but I felt moved
Compelled.
to say something.
Yeah.
Just simply because you find yourself, and I'm sure some people who have listened to our podcast from the beginning kind of feel the same way. They give a shit that I had a hole drilled into my face.
Sure.
So it's the same thing. I've listened to this podcast from day one. I've cried with it. I've laughed with it. I've done all of these things. And so I feel a little bit of an attachment to this guy, to a point where it's like something's going on and I hope you're good.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's just who I am as a person too. So, but anyways, that was something that's interesting that's going on in Hollywood. I've heard the movie is actually pretty great. It's intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So
it sounds intense as hell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Justin has had a hard time making movies that become box office successes. But I think the Blake Lively connection will probably help.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, well, hope everything's
yeah, it was I wanted to talk about that a little bit because the thing about filmmaking, right, is everyone has this idea of these people in Hollywood and they're pieces of shit or they're all rich assholes, and it's like this shit sometimes fucks people up.
Yeah.
And something is going on. What is it? And do we care about it? I do.
Yeah, sure.
I don't like to see people fall apart.
You're a nice boy.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of that lately too. The whole Billie Eilish thing, where like a single periodical kind of forced her to come out when she wasn't necessarily ready
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
And what I love about that is like fucking Phineas is her biggest supporter,
That was funny.
and also like her biggest defender. And like he will be like "fuck you" to people on Twitter who
Yeah.
say some shit. Like I love that shit. I love seeing people support other people. I listened to Jack Black on a podcast, and it's like, Kyle said some shit, and yeah, it's comedy, but Jack knew immediately that he needed to put a stop to what was going on and just kind of say, I need to step back and let you decide what you want to do,
Sure.
and so there's a lot of things about respect and empathy and all of those things going on. It's pretty cool. So,
Dig it. And
Yeah.
on the opposite side of that, did you know that Ariana Grande is a cannibal?
okay, explain this to me.
I only thought of it
Wait, wait.
because you were like, "Oh, Phineas is like Billie Eilish's biggest supporter," and the only reason I became aware of this was because her Ariana Grande's brother Frankie Grande, I think is his
Ariana,
name.
but yes.
Whatever. Came out and was like, "You guys are all so pathetic, saying that Ariana is a cannibal," and I was like, "Hold on, I hadn't heard that she's a cannibal, Frankie. So now you've brought my attention."
First of all,
to
do
it.
you know her brother is rapidly and quietly becoming a very successful actor?
Oh, she's on the latest episode of Hot Ones. And
Yes.
Does she eat human wings?
Yes, she did. No, and it was just like an internet meme. Someone made a meme and was like, "Oh, did you hear that in a house that Ariana Grande sold, they found human remains with signs of teeth marks on them?" And the lady afterwards was just like, "Oh, I was just making a joke because I was hoping people wouldn't buy tickets so I could get them." But then it like escalated. People were like, "Ariana
So
Grande's a cannibal?"
it's like the couch fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's
No,
and-
that actually happened.
And so in my mind, I refuse to believe that Ariana Grande is not a cannibal because that's infinitely funnier.
Yeah, that makes sense. that
just like the
you're-
couch fucking.
Yeah, but why is that funny?
It's love
when,
making. Love seat
like
making.
Army
sorry.
Hammer.
Army Hammer being a cannibal is also kind of funny, but also tragically not funny because he was actually trying to eat people.
But he didn't. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
it's still a little fucked up.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell me that you've never been with someone who's like, "Ooh, bite me just a little bit."
Not eat me though. Okay,
mean-
well.
That's not what love me tender means.
Hold on.
That's
stop
not what
it.
love me tender
Stop
means.
it. My
Put
mother's
a little
watching.
seasoning salt on my ass cheek and take a chunk.
My mother is watching. I mean, no one has ever looked at me like, eat me and digest it like a
Right,
cannibal.
but no. But like, I mean,
And if
he
they asked
didn't
me,
take
I
a
would.
bite of anybody.
Yeah,
Marv Albert bit someone's ass,
but
and
okay.
he's still a successful.
Never
Did he
thought I'd
wanna-
hear Marv
did he
Albert.
want to eat them though?
He took a bite out of their ass.
I also have no idea who you're talking about.
Marv Albert, world famous sports broadcaster. He's the
I don't.
he's
watch
the
sports.
Chicago Bulls announcer who always yes
I
that
don't-
one.
I don't watch.
If you heard his voice, you would know him.
You're gonna play.
He
his
would
voice
dress
for me
up
later or
in
not
women's
gonna go?
underwear and bite girls' asses.
Was
like,
he trying to
Try and take
Okay.
chunks out of
Well,
their
I
ass.
would
I
say
had a
that's not
dollar.
good. I would say that's not a
Marv
good
Albert
thing.
never got canceled.
I don't know who he is, but I'm starting the campaign now.
His son is now broadcasting. But anyways,
cancel Marv Albert. Fuck that
so
guy.
ironically, our last episode that we just released was titled "Army Hammer Makes a Comeback." So because it was the one where we were talking about the documentary.
yes. But also, do not condone Army Hammer's cannibalism.
No, we don't condone anyone's cannibalism.
Well,
I still think Army
Speak for
Hammer
yourself.
Let's not go that far.
was
Let's not
and
go that far.
probably is a talented actor.
yeah, who likes to eat people,
He has never eaten someone.
but he really wants to, and that's the problem.
Okay, he's eating person, but it's okay.
He hasn't eaten a person, but the fact that he wants to that much is the problem.
Okay. So
Cody's just mad because he wants to eat people.
no, that's fucking weird. That's gonna get clipped, and someone's gonna be like,
Oh, it's gonna get clipped by who? My mom.
And now we're here to talk about our sponsor,
Popcorn Tribunal hosts. Hey, speaking of sponsors, I understand you have a couple packages that we're gonna open.
I'm not allowed to show
You
that on
looked
the
at
air.
me and I got really confused. I was like, I don't have shit. I don't know what you're talking
no,
about.
Chris, you want to open one of those packages? We
Look
can
at
talk
this
about it.
awesome flag. Look at this
Banner.
Make sure you pronounce that L real good, there, buddy.
flag.
Flag.
And look at, I ask you, what kind of wolf has teeth like that?
It's not a wolf. It's a fox.
Even more confusing. What?
Do
But
you know what a kitsune is?
it's kitsune.
Is it
Sure.
tight?
I don't fucking
It's
care.
Japanese for fox.
Yes,
Fox spirit.
that is a kitsune.
I gotta be honest, the first thing that came to mind was wolf, but I understand now
This
why that was
is
silly.
a kitsune.
I understand now why my statement was silly. But look at these teeth. You know what gives them those teeth? Glitch. You know
Oh.
what glitch doesn't give you though? Crash.
Or jitters.
Nailed that ad. You're welcome.
Or
Glitch.
extra sugar.
Feel free to use
You know
that.
that I can't clip this and send it to Glitch when you say that shit in the middle of it. All right, Chris, are we opening a package?
I guess we can. Let me
I
go
can't
back.
see you because I don't have the
Well, I
streak pulled up.
switched to me, but then we started talking about the banner
Are you
flag.
doing the plastic or the box?
the box?
Ooh, we have
I-
no idea what's in the box.
I love the
Glitch.
idea that
What's in the box?
someone would have come here tonight being like, a movie podcast, they're going to talk about Deadpool Wolverine for sure. And what we've talked
Oh,
about
we
so far
will.
is cannibalism, Justin Baldoni,
Fucking bagels.
Tony.
I
wanting
don't
to
remember
fuck
the bagel part.
Bialys,
Bialys. And now Chris is going to do a live opening. And then, that's the show.
I got me knife.
You go, that's a knife.
That's
Got
not
me
a
knife.
knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
It's
from-
easy knife.
Glitch Energy.
You know,
Fit
Christmas
Brands,
with Chris is
LLC.
probably the most fucking boring thing ever. Like, just fucking open the present.
I have.
Open the goddamn box, Chris.
What's in the box?
You fucking ruined Christmas again.
It's okay. We got to fill time.
God
'cause
damn it,
I didn't-
stepdad. You're not my real dad. What?
What?
I never will be.
So while Chris is opening this, let's talk about why I'm not in your will, because I feel like you kind of taken me under your wing a little bit.
Why I'm not
I
in
kinda
your
feel
will?
like we've
What?
formed a pretty special
Okay,
relationship.
time out. You feel like I've taken you under my wing?
Yeah,
Because I wanted you to stay gainfully employed?
yeah, and you brought me onto the podcast. I think you like me as a person.
But he's still skimming off your pay.
Yeah, that's true. I don't report you to the government for stealing money from me.
I don't steal money.
Yeah, okay. Full disclosure: Tony does not steal money from me, allegedly.
He just holds family members ransom and expects a payment in an offshore account.
He actually forces my parents to watch this podcast. He's got.
I do not.
It's
I'm
like a
opening
clock-
my
it's like a
box.
clockwork
I know.
orange.
I'm wondering what's taking you
Yeah,
10 fucking
good-
minutes
good
to open
I'm
the
God.
letting
box.
you speak.
Chris?
I'm sitting here with the
No,
top
I
open.
was talking
You can
over
see.
while
We're
you
filling.
opened it.
We're
Oh
filling.
my god! Does he
Top.
know what vamping is?
No, he
It's
doesn't.
open. I'm sitting here just waiting.
Just
Open the box!
it!
It's open.
Good
It's a
god!
severed head. It's a fucking severed head.
Gwyneth?
If it's
Does
Maui-
it smell like
If it's
No.
Maui Punch.
Neon sugar.
Oh. Neon Sugar is my friend Laura the Explorer's flavor of Glitch Energy. It is cotton candy flavored.
I don't know. Who
I
that is.
personally cannot drink it because cotton candy makes me want to vomit.
Well, that's a great setup for the sponsor.
However,
All
the
right.
sponsor is well aware. We've had this conversation. But Laura the Explorer is a great streamer, and this is her brand, her flavor, and she chose cotton candy flavored. Apparently, it tastes like cotton candy. Some people actually like it mixed with milk instead of water as well. Neon sugar. You should.
I
Interesting.
don't think I'll ever try that, but I would love to try neon sugar. Actually,
I only
If-
drink
if-
almond milk.
if our government
It'll work with all.
if our government handlers at Glitch are listening, myself and my partner both would very much like to try.
I have another box or another bag.
Okay, well, let's finish up with this conversation around Glitch Energy. By the way.
All right.
So yes, we love everything about Glitch Energy. We love the fact that it's no sugar, it's vegan, it's keto friendly. And the best part is if you go to glitchenergy.com, fill your cart with shit, use code popcorn at checkout, and you will save 20% off everything that you purchase. Not only will you save 20%, you'll support indie podcasts like us. And we
Yeah.
appreciate that support. There are so many new flavors coming out.
Such
They've
as
released so many
Little
new
different.
collaborations with a bunch of VR
Yeah.
video game titles.
this.
Some really, really cool stuff. The top one there is Visceral Reaction,
Yes,
which is like a Warheads kind of flavor.
this cool little gummy worm tonic got some. It's some Final Fantasy
That's
14
actually-
inspired.
No, it's not Final Fantasy. There is a game that it's inspired by. I can't read that. 'cause I'm old.
Well, no, it's a creator influenced flavor. Rin Karagani, and he is a Final Fantasy 14 streamer. from what I
Gotcha.
understand.
Okay.
And you can see that
But it tastes like gummy worms.
I freaking loved. I love Final Fantasy, And I love the theming of they use the Final Fantasy font for the gummy worm tonic. Well, if you I'm gonna slap your nipple right off.
Ooh.
And gummy worm tonic, it's got little dragons on it. So did I drink it during the House of the Dragon finale and hope
But
that a dragon
this
would
is
come
part
to me?
of their
course I did.
candy flavored
That's cool. You can
lines.
just talk.
So because it's flavored after candy. Because you started talking about something random and I didn't want you to fucking segue. Anyways, so it's gummy worm flavored.
Wow.
Chris,
Which is
did you know it's gummy
candy.
worm flavored?
Yeah, so it goes along with your favorite flavor, Nerdies, which is also
This is actually my new favorite flavor. Though.
okay. Nerdies is also a candy flavor.
Yes. Yeah. Someone at Glitch has my number because they send me candy flavors all the time.
All the time.
Appreciate you. Although tonight I am drinking the mango because I drank some the gummy worm tonic earlier because work is boring. Everyone hates work.
No, you don't have to have a job.
Will you fire me though so I can get unemployment?
It's Indiana, so you're gonna have to prove a reason for you to have unemployment.
I got fired.
That's not a reason.
Anyways, so Glitch code popcorn 20% off.
20% off glitchenergy.com. All
We
right.
really like Glitch.
Yeah, we love Glitch.
Look at this flag.
They sent us this really cool flag.
with this awesome bear on it.
Yeah. It's not a bear.
It's the. I've got the logo up right now. It's that
it's
guy.
a
Is it
kitsune.
right here?
Stop it.
I got it.
Not even close.
Right here.
All right.
Over here.
Moving on.
And
We've
Right
got
under-
another
right under
package.
Tony's
Chris,
neck.
what's your other package? Not that one. The other one.
It came
Oh.
from the same place.
I have
No,
to
actually,
switch
it didn't.
cameras.
Oh my god, Tony. They don't fucking need to know where the distribution center is. It's
You know
from the
what?
same company, and the joke would have worked, and you have to be a
It's
fucking
not
know it
the
all.
same company.
Is it not Space Panda?
No.
What is he about?
Yeah, Space Panda is a separate company.
But they're literally sent from the exact same unit.
Oh, go fuck yourself. I
On the
was
same
right, and
road.
you're an idiot. Chris, open it up!
Why do they put one in a bag and one in a box?
All right, so
Don't
Space Panda
know.
Delta is also another one of our partners. They make Delta 8, Delta 9, and THC infused products.
Yeah.
We love their products. They have a ton of new products coming out, including potentially some THC infused energy drinks
No,
in partnership with Glitch Energy.
Say Ruffles
Oh,
potato chips. 'cause I'll be there.
the totally different company that's in the same suite.
Yeah,
Got
so-
it.
Anyways, a lot of exciting cool things. If you visit spacepandadelta.com and use code,
Popcorn.
you will save 20% off your entire purchase.
Yes.
So,
And if you use code Army Hammers a Cannibal, you get
no,
nothing
Army
off your
Hammers a
purchase.
Cannibal is not a code.
You get 0 off your purchase, but if you send me proof you did it, I will like your tweet. And that's it.
I'll tell
Okay,
you
this
what.
is-
Let's try something here. I have two $10 gift cards to Space Panda Delta.
I'm opening a bag.
Feel free. I'm talking. Two $10 gift cards to spacepandadelta.com. The first two people that either clip or screenshot the Space Panda logo on the screen when Chris puts it up will win a $10 gift
I
card. to
can't put it up when I'm in
spacepandadelta.com.
the dual screen.
I said
Or-
when you put it up.
Or if you can send me
No,
photo
will you
evidence that
stop
Army
making
Hammer
shit
took a
up?
bite out of you.
I swear to God.
Hey, Tony, this is for you.
Is it D9?
No, he's talking about the ASMR. Because once again, Chris waited to open the package until we were done talking.
I know. We've been talking for 20 fucking minutes.
I didn't want to make noise.
Oh my God, Christopher.
I'm going to make you edit this clip out of the
Blue
video
Moon.
because I cannot clip it on Kick if it's more than a minute long. And you took 7 minutes to open the packaging.
Wait, I
Blue Moon, you say?
got it right here.
Hey, look, I got one of those right here.
Once in a blue moon, Chris decides to open the fucking package and show us what's inside. So that's pretty
I'm gonna
accurate.
set this building up.
That should be that's Delta 9, right?
You own this building. Do it.
I don't care.
Do it.
Blue Moon is
Okay.
Delta 9. It's my second favorite
Claim
flavor.
insanity.
The Nova Lime is my favorite. Which
Nova
is
Lime
right
is
here.
Nova Lime is really good. Yeah.
Awesome. Enjoy your Space Panda Delta, Chris. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten mine for 2
And
months.
you out there enjoy your Space Panda Delta, especially when you use code popcorn.
And you will save
20% off.
20. Oh, by the way,
your
the
order.
lollipops are back in stock.
They are. I saw them.
I
They're-
forgot that I had one.
They're so delicious, and
That
you can
have them.
stop when you start to feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can keep going. Whatever's up to you, but don't overdo it.
I would also like to shout out Pup and the Pepper. .com. They just won a massive award for their new cilantro verde formula, which is awesome. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Visit popandthepepper.com, use code popcorn at checkout, and save 10% on your hot sauce purchase.
Hell yeah.
Their merchandise is not discounted, but check them out. We love these guys. Great friends of ours. Great supporters.
Love Pup and the Pepper. Would probably make human taste good.
Yes. I'm going
I
to
say,
punch you.
Chris, look me in the eye right now. I dare you to burn your own studio down, you cuck.
Jesus Christ. Your mother is listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I've called people a cuck. On
One
the
other
phone with my
thing I
mom
do
before.
want to mention, if you go to popcorntribunal.com, at
Yes.
the top there is a link that says shop.
Yes.
If you visit shop and hit the link that says check out our latest collection, we have a new collection called If You Know, You Know.
From the mind of me.
From the mind of Blaha. To be fair, we've thought about it before, but we were inspired at the moment.
Yes. Yes.
And check out our new film school dropout line.
Yes. From the suggestion of me, and then Tony ran with it.
Yes. So there's actually an episode where we did talk about changing the name to Film School Dropouts.
Yeah.
Because
Our whole podcast?
yes, we talked about it on an episode.
Fuck you.
Simply because we get frustrated going to these movies that people are supposed to go to enjoy. And then some specific groups of people just complain about these movies like they're fucking directing other movies that are competing in the Academy Award category.
I think the exact inspiration at the time was I just read a Deadpool and Wolverine review that was like
They gave it like a 6 out of 10 or something.
It's an overly meta commentary on the dismal state of shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
it's like
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool as a whole is just a shit on everything about the comic book world.
Yeah.
It's a fourth wall breaking. I'm going to shit on everything that you love about comic books. And you go to a movie and expect a cinematic experience? No. You expect to see limbs chopped off and regrown so they look like little baby dicks. You expect to see people in a red costume because, you know what, then people can't tell you're bleeding, right? You expect to see people get cut in half, get blown up. Ugh.
It's possible to just have fun watching a movie, but for some people, it's
not.
not possible at
It's
all.
like, that's the thing. We are technically film critics, but first and foremost, we're fans of movies, right?
Yes.
That's why we get into this. So that's why I say we're film school dropouts, because we don't give a shit about let me correct something. We give a shit about the art direction and the sound direction and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. And if we appreciate that stuff about a movie, we will talk about it. We will
Yeah.
brag about it. We will tell you it's the most beautiful movie that I've seen filmed in the last 10 years. Go see it for that.
Mhm.
But if it's just a fun fucking movie, I'm going to 10 out of 10 that shit and say I enjoyed the shit out of myself for 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally.
And there are people that can't enjoy those movies.
It's just it's the negativity cells kind
Yeah.
of people, you know? It's the people who
If you stand up after you just spent $15 to watch a movie and the first words out of your mouth are, why the fuck didn't they do this? Or that didn't feel like a Deadpool movie. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just, you know, they're
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
you did, but it's
I didn't mean to.
okay. It's just the people who they feel like if they don't have something critical to say,
Yeah.
then what they're saying doesn't have value. And I'm
Correct.
here to tell you that if you just look at me and say, I just liked it, that's a-okay. That is a perfectly okay position to have on a movie, is to just say, I just liked it.
Here's the
It
other
was just
thing.
fun.
If you want to shit on a movie in your reviews, not going to get you on a movie poster. It's not going to have a studio email you and go, hey, thanks for that review that you gave us.
I really appreciate that you said that Deadpool and Wolverine was soulless. We'll really
Right?
look into how we can up the soul of it next time. Mostly, they're just gonna laugh.
The entire movie. Let's start talking about it. Anyways, if you know collection, shop.popcorntribunal.com. It's available right now. There's a couple limited edition hoodies up there. I have a hoodie on the way. I already bought a t-shirt. The quality is spot on. Thank you to our partners over at Fourth Wall. At Fourth Wall HQ on Twitter if you want to set up your own shop for whatever you're doing. Fantastic. But yeah, check it out. Again, we mark up as little as possible. They are excellent partners in that if you order a hoodie, they will make it for your order. It's not something where we have stock sitting on the shelf.
Freeze frame. Look down for a second. There's a bug on your
Wow.
Yeah, Charlie was up there for a reason.
Well, he's dead now. Why
Good
did you
job.
choose the name?
Why was there a bug on your hand?
Why did
Well,
they name
I don't
him
know why you
Charlie?
got bugged
I
in
didn't
his
name him
name.
Charlie. His
God.
parents named him Charlie.
Oh, got it. Well, he's dead.
Anyways, Fourth Wall does a great job with the merch, and we try and keep the prices down as much as possible. It does support your indie podcast. Also, before we move on, I want to give a massive shout out to Good Pods. I don't know what you listen to your podcasts on your mobile devices or in the car. Goodpods.com. Let me tell you, it's the greatest place. It's a discovery network for podcasts. So if you have a podcast that you listen to that's on Spotify, it's on iHeartRadio, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's gonna be on Good Pods. But the cool thing is you can go in there, you can write words without limits to the reviews, right? Apple limits the number of characters you can put on your review. But you can recommend it to friends, so it's like a social network. It's not full of political crap. But you can make recommendations, and then it will take your standard of listening, make recommendations of additional podcasts that you might enjoy. The other thing is that it takes weekly rankings of podcasts. So one of the benefits that we have benefited from them, they recognized us a couple weeks ago as an up-and-coming podcast. They put us on their front page, so thank you to Good Pods. That was awesome. But right now, we are number 33 out of the all-time movie review podcasts on Good Pods.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
That is
dude.
really cool.
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited.
We love
I'll
Good
take it.
Pods. They're about to launch Good Pods version 2.0 web and apps. Download it now. Add Popcorn Tribunal on there. We can discuss podcasts back and forth. There's a Q&A about Popcorn Tribunal. You can message us directly, ask us questions. We'd love to hear from you guys. So.
And not an ad.
Not an ad. They don't
We
pay
just-
us a dime.
They're just cool.
Yeah.
They could
I
if
got
they wanted
paid.
to, though. If you did want to pay.
I'm
them.
hot, by the way. It's hot in here.
You're wearing a hoodie.
I don't.
That's
I don't
true.
give a shit. I wear a hoodie every time we
It's
record.
like 90 something here in Honolulu, and you're wearing hoodie.
90 something and 140% humidity.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting right under the air vent. I don't know what to tell you.
I haven't felt a single breeze this entire podcast.
I felt several.
You want to trade seats?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyways, okay. So
Presumably, we've watched movies.
we have. Here's what I want you to do. Just kind of name what you've watched. If I've watched it, let's talk about it.
Okay. House of the Dragon, obviously.
I don't want to talk about that
Why?
because they cut 2 episodes to give us 1 episode where half of the episode is armies marching.
It was only like the last couple of
7.5
seconds.
minutes of this episode is literally 7 different armies marching.
No.
What a waste of a fucking episode.
I actually really liked it.
I was
I'm
so
gonna be real.
disappointed. I need to know what episode the crab guy is in.
What do you mean?
The guy who attaches people to the crosses on the
That
beach.
was in
and lets-
season 1.
Was it in season 1?
Yeah.
I missed that episode.
That was like episode 2 and 3, the crab feeder.
Apparently he's coming back next season.
He's dead.
I just read something today talking about who he was, the disease that he had, and that he will be back in season 3.
Literally the last time we saw him was cut in half. by
I
Daemon
just read
Targaryen.
something today. That's all I'm saying.
I'm-
You don't have to tell
I'm
me that
just
I'm wrong. I'm
responding to
telling you I read something today.
I like that Tony's. You don't have to tell me I'm wrong.
I read something today that he's coming back in season 3.
I don't know how that would happen. Maybe a flashback.
I don't know.
It would have to be,
Okay.
or it would be really crazy if they were like he was actually alive.
I need a fucking series that is on streaming services to fucking provide us with some quality fucking content.
I think we've had, a couple recently.
What?
I mean, I really thought the Acolyte.
Well,
was great.
yeah, I mean, but you jerk off at everything Star Wars.
Not
So-
everything. I'm not a huge fan of the Book of Boba Fett.
And I loved that one, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not
Yeah,
like-
but you also got to remember, I'm of the generation where Boba Fett was like the cool character.
yeah. You were born 1 year before Star Wars came out. So.
I was born the year Star Wars came out.
I thought you were born in '76.
76.
Wow,
Star
he's
Wars came
old.
out in 77.
So old.
If you're about to question me on a Star Wars fact,
Hey Google.
Oh boy.
Hey Google.
I'm gonna stare into the camera while he finds out that I'm right and he's wrong.
It's great, isn't it?
What was the production date of Star Wars
Production date.
Episode 4?
Production date. Are you implying that you were?
Why are you talking when my fucking AI is trying to find the answer? March 20th, 1976.
Okay, so you decided to move the goalpost to when it was filmed.
But
Of course, because I knew
What-
it was being filmed.
what was
Yeah.
Mark Hamill's
Shut up.
first movie?
American Graffiti? No, that was
That's
Harrison Ford.
and that wasn't his first
That was Harrison Ford's first movie.
Was
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Okay.
He was a janitor on set and they hired him.
Come on. Everyone should know this movie.
Chris, no one knows this fucking movie. Just say it.
Wizards.
What?
Wizards.
What the fuck is that?
You've never seen the animated movie Wizards?
No. Chris, when did it come out?
77.
Okay.
But he did it's all animation. He did the voiceover before Star Wars.
Okay.
Before that production.
I've never heard of or seen that movie.
My
But
God, it's amazing.
I do love that was an artful goalpost maneuvering. when was the production date? Like that's what
Production
we were talking
began
about.
March 20th, 1976.
Okay, yeah.
Which means the books came out prior to that. I knew about Star Wars, baby. I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
books didn't come out prior to the production, to the release of the movie.
You're telling me that George Lucas did not write the Star Wars book that Star Wars Episode 4 was based on?
What are you talking
I
about
don't
right
know.
now?
I'm just-
Yeah, exactly. You fucking
Stop
idiot.
being so divisive.
I'll say something really divisive. If you
I'm
want
sure
me
you
to.
will.
I'll say something super divisive. I can conjure it up from anywhere.
I'm sure you can.
Anyways, what the fuck were we even talking about before that?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't like
good
streaming
series.
content right now. I thought the
I
Acolyte
no
was
no
great.
no. Here's the thing. I don't not like streaming content. I'm being disappointed in the endings of streaming content.
Okay. I mean, listen. I understand why people were kind of disappointed in the end of this season of House of the Dragon. I actually really liked it, but it was also pointed out to me that probably it was a softer blow for me because I've read the book, so I know everything that like they're setting. I'm sitting there like, ooh, they're setting up this, and they're setting up this, and they're setting up this. I'm not like left wondering what's coming. I already know what's coming, so it probably is a little bit easier for me to find some joy in that.
Gotcha. Good story. Thank you.
You're such a little bitch. You know?
I'm excited about the 2 new Dexter series.
I haven't watched a single episode of Dexter.
What?
I haven't watched any of it.
I would say that every single episode of Dexter, all of the seasons of Dexter, are as good as the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. I don't think there was a Dexter episode that I did not enjoy.
It was a really good story. Thank you for telling that. Yeah. I like how Chris just is like, he's just happy to be in a room separated from us,
Yeah, it smells like farts and bad decisions in there.
you know? He's like, not at least the farts.
You know what?
Seen
It
any
usually smells
snakes
like
lately?
smells like spicy ramen noodles sometimes, and that's a weird smell when the bowl sits around.
Do you even have spicy
Okay,
ramen
let's keep
noodles in this
talking.
house?
Let's
Oh,
keep
okay.
talking.
Okay.
We've
Fine.
been bullshitting this entire episode.
Yeah, this episode is.
Let's get some real content. What else? What else are you watching?
I mean, I've obviously saw Deadpool Wolverine. I did see the new Quiet Place movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
All right. So who's the guy in that movie? What's his name?
Joseph Quinn.
Okay. I don't know if I like him or not.
Yeah, I know he got big because of.
I don't
Stranger
hate
Things.
him.
Yeah,
Like I don't hate him,
sure.
but there's something about him that like it. Have you ever met someone that has a very punchable face, but you like them to the point that you're not gonna punch them in the face? I don't have a punchable
I do a
face.
podcast with one. I like how you're like, I don't have a punchable
I
face.
don't.
Okay, I mean, that's what
I'm a good human being. You have to be a shitty
This has
human being. To have a
nothing to do with
punchable
your
face.
with character. only
Anyways,
the face.
that's what he makes me feel.
Also, you don't have a punchable
Yeah, he has a weird mouth for the
Okay.
rest of his face,
Gotcha.
and it weirds
And
me
s-
out.
and so that makes you want to hit him.
Also, he got to sit in a room with.
I swear to God, no! Shut the fuck up. I almost didn't watch this movie just
Specifically,
because
so you
I
would.
don't feel like hearing you fucking talk about Lupita Nyong'o again
Oh,
like
Lupita.
she's edible.
You talked about her.
Oh,
I never
Listen,
said she was edible.
spoiler alert. She is.
well, I mean, if you're Army Hammer, everyone's edible.
I never said she was edible.
You know what? I'm gonna match your energy. I'm gonna stand
I
up.
said that is some dark chocolate.
Oh my god, you can't listen.
I can. I've
Good
asked. I have asked
Lord.
members of the community if I am allowed to refer to Lupita Nyong'o as some sweet dark chocolate.
Popcorn
And they
Tribunal
have
was
said
sponsored
yes,
by Dark Chocolate.
absolutely.
I don't. I'm not attaching my name to this specific.
You
part
have
of
a
the
friend
podcast.
that is a member of the community. Why don't you
Oh
text
my
them
God.
right now and ask?
Not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and let you know right now. Not doing that.
I'm just telling you. I am allowed to say that Lupita Nyong'o
Oh
is
my
some
god.
sweet dark chocolate.
And I am allowed to
And so
let,
is Jaimin Hansu. That is
And-
a hunk of a man.
and I'm allowed to let everyone know I do not condone the verbiage.
Oh my God. You're not going
The
to get canceled by the 6 people that
objectification.
listen to our fucking
My own
podcast.
mother could cancel me.
Your mother will not.
Hey Chris,
cancel
are we
you.
still in frame when we stand up?
Uh huh.
I mean,
barely.
Tony probably is.
You're
'cause
so
he's
much-
Like, he's like 5'2".
I'm
You're-
actually squatting down.
You're a much larger, much taller, bigger, manlier man than Tony.
Well, yeah. I mean, Tony.
So.
Tony, I could take to a preschool
but
and
I
probably
still got
get
a
in.
big dick, though.
Mm,
What?
debatable.
How would you know?
I mean,
Keep your hands over there.
sneaking in. So I mean, okay.
Have
so
an
Quiet
image of
Place,
the tabletop flipping.
I
Okay,
have-
so let's clarify. I enjoyed the story
okay,
of day one better than I've enjoyed the story of the previous two.
okay,
I wasn't left disappointed because so and so died, right?
okay,
We knew it was going to happen from the beginning.
okay.
The way it happened was both heroic and touching.
Sure.
So
I
I
like
think
it.
it was better storytelling than the first two movies.
I can't speak to that because I've only seen half of the first one and I haven't seen the second one.
Why, did you get too scared?
No, I wasn't like a huge fan of the first one.
Okay.
I was just kind of a little bored. I think. I thought this one
Too
was
quiet.
I thought this one was pretty good. I saw
Remember that scene with the space shuttle in the first one, though?
Oh, with the kid. I was
Yeah.
like coming down from space. No, yeah, that's pretty good.
John Krasinski's face in that scene, to me, is probably some of the best acting I've
You
seen
know
in the
what? I
last
think
10
he's
years.
a really good actor, and people think I'm wrong for that. But
I think he's
really
an
good.
extremely creative and brilliant person,
Yeah,
and people sell him short because of The Office and because his wife is so successful.
yeah. I love Jack Ryan
Yeah.
on Amazon. Have you watched Jack Ryan? I love that show. That's
Yeah.
so good.
The problem is I'm a big Tom Clancy fan,
Okay,
and so for me, Jack Ryan is always going to be Harrison Ford.
I like him as better as a Jack
Yeah,
Ryan than
okay.
even Harrison Ford. But no, I mean, I thought it was like
Wait, you don't like Ben Affleck as Jack Ryan?
I forgot that Ben
Or
Affleck.
Chris Pine
What
as
is
Jack
it?
Ryan?
Oh, that's the worst one. I love Chris Pine, but that's the
Yeah,
worst
that
Jack
was
Ryan.
pretty bad.
Was Ben Affleck in Sum of All Fears? Was that the one that he did?
No.
Who was in Sum of All Fears?
I thought Harrison Ford was in Some of All Fears.
I don't know. We'll Google it later. We're not going to
Anyways,
Google
yeah.
it now. But no, I mean,
It was clearly the worst one, whatever it was.
it was like I thought Quiet Place Day 1 was fun. After watching it, I went on YouTube and I saw a video that was like it's like the title was something about the lore breaking implications of the movie.
Jesus Christ!
And
You've
I
got to
was like-
stop. You've got to stop
Well,
watching. And
I
reading
didn't.
shit on
I
the
didn't.
internet.
I did. I turned the video on because I was like, I don't really know a lot about the series, but I don't know that I'm missing any lore going on.
You're
here.
so Gen Z. It's
Some of
fucking
all fears
funny.
is Batfleck. So
It is Batfleck. Okay.
Hey, that's why I'm on a movie podcast. But I mean,
Yeah, that's why.
it was fun. I thought it was fun. And then I did find out that had I seen Quiet Place Part 2, I would have recognized Juman Hansu.
I'm sorry.
Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know.
What?
Isn't it like Juman? How do you say it? How do you say it? You say it real quick. You say it. You say it.
Jaimin
Is it Jaimin? Okay.
Hansu,
Okay, so I got Hansu right.
the man who's been acting in Hollywood for about 20 years now, nominated for an Oscar for Amistad,
So he's been acting for about,
Gladiator.
he started acting when you were about 37.
I'm gonna nut punch you, bro. Jaimin Hansu.
But I got
Did you
Hansu
really
right.
just call him Jamon? You just lost all of the cred for it. That's why I do a movie podcast.
Well, do you know what though? I'm pretty sure James Gunn was calling because that's the first thing I remember seeing him in. And I'm pretty sure that's how it was being pronounced in like interviews, and so I just
What
ran
movie
with it.
did you first see him in with James Gunn?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Jaimin Hansu?
Yeah, that's the first thing I remember seeing him in was the first Guardians, and he was oh god, I can't remember the name of the character. It was something the Hunter.
I'm gonna Google that shit in the card. We are gonna listen to how James Gunn pronounces his
Yeah,
name.
no, for sure. Listen. I'm not gonna say that I'm correct on that one.
Jamon.
I'm not like telling
Talk
you.
about divisive.
Yeah, I mean,
Said it. Now I have it.
hey, we don't even need the AI
I said
for
it
that.
twice.
We don't even need the AI.
Oh,
for
I'm
that
gonna-
like we
I'm gonna
do
do
for
a mashup,
Biden.
I'm sure. All right, what else?
Bidden.
God, what else? I mean, yeah, that's the two movies I've really watched lately. I have been rewatching the X-Men movies in the kind of aftermath of Deadpool.
The
Wolverine.
Bryan Singer X-Men movies are fucking terrible.
I've watched every X-Men movie except for Logan right now. I've actually never seen Logan all the way through.
Watch it in black and white.
Yeah? Do they have? Is that on Disney Plus though?
It's on Max.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't like the Bryan Singer X-Men movies?
No.
Why not? What's up?
The costumes were terrible. The writing was horrible.
Bryan Singer is a
Bryan
predator.
Singer is a pederast.
Bryan Singer is a huge predator. You know, a lot of times when I bring up a Hollywood person who's a predator, like sometimes you're like, oh, where'd you hear
well,
that
because
shit?
those are accusations. Bryan Singer is legitimately a predator.
I was gonna say this is like one of the rare times where we're both like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's a predator.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Not the kind of predator that Army Hammer is, where he hunts them through the woods.
God. I think you're a worse human being for saying Jimon Hansu.
Jimon Hansu. I don't know, man.
Yeah, okay.
What is it? Jaimin?
Jaimin Hansu.
Okay.
Blood Diamond was a great movie.
Oh yeah,
That was a fantastic movie.
And Leo DiCaprio has the worst South African.
His
accent.
South African accent was fantastic in that movie. What are
Is
you
it?
talking
I
about?
thought he sounded terrible.
No,
in that.
absolutely not. I am a fan of the South African accent. He was
Okay.
fantastic.
So you're just like the expert.
What? Yeah.
I thought he sounded kind of goofy in it, but maybe it's just South African.
One of my
accent is
longest and
goofy.
best friends, who is not you, is from South Africa.
You know South
I know. Yes, he's a race car driver.
African? Oh, okay, yeah. Does he have a blood diamond?
No.
Are you sure though?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Most of his wealth comes from the UK.
Ooh, so different kind of blood trade. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What have you been watching lately, man? You got anything fun?
Clearly not the same YouTube channels that you're watching.
I don't know. I've seen your YouTube history. I don't know.
You have not seen my YouTube.
It's all
history.
pretty dark. A lot of it starts with German dungeon, and then I don't keep
Oh,
reading.
Jesus Christ. Dude, did you see that the Olympics brought the rave Viking out of retirement for a new Olympics
I haven't
commercial?
watched any of the Olympics.
Oh my God. No, there's an Olympics commercial. Do you know when I talk about rave Viking, who that is, right? What?
No.
Oh.
No.
Chris, do you know who I'm talking about?
No idea.
What?
I know. I'm terrible.
There's a
Chris
famous
is-
video of a Viking. Like the dude looks like a Viking
Okay.
walking through like Oslo, and he's just rocking to the beat of
Oh,
just
I
some
see it.
rave
Yeah.
music.
I don't know if the camera is on Chris
24
right now,
years
but
ago.
he has never looked more done with the two. Like, I just keep looking over, and Chris is just in there like, Jesus fucking Christ.
No,
Like,
it's been a long day. I told you before the show
well,
started.
I know, I'm saying
All
you're
right,
a
so
ti-
there's
you're
a lot of
tired man,
movies
and
out that
feel
I
like
need
I'm
to go see.
ruining your night.
A lot of movies out that you need to go see.
Yes.
Twisters,
I want to see it so
Trap.
much. Oh, yeah, with Josh Hartnett, right?
M. Night Shyamalan's movie.
M. Night Shyamalan.
So here's the thing: a lot of people are
Shyamalan.
weird about M. Night. I love everything that he does.
Do you like Lady in the Water?
I enjoyed it.
I like Lady in the
I don't
Water.
hate it. My favorite M. Night movie is The Village.
Oh, it's the one I hate.
Oh, I love it.
I was so disappointed by the twist in The Village that it made me hate the whole thing.
It's the only movie of his that I wasn't able to predict.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because it was a bad twist.
No, it was great.
What about The Happening?
You know what? I'd be lying if I said I
what's
didn't like
going
The
on?
Happening a little
It's
bit.
happening.
I love how. I mean, it's bad on purpose. That's what makes it so great.
Are we interrupting your?
No, I didn't know if there was a contribution on the M. Night Shyamalan conversation, but
But we
wasn't.
don't talk about the contributions. Remember?
Oh
Save
yeah.
that for after.
Well, that's kind of a new twist.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if
It's okay.
you're feeling ignored. No, I mean, honestly, people always shit on Lady in the Water real hard. I liked that one. a
Paul
lot.
Giamatti was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Bryce Dallas Howard,
We both, I think, liked Knock at the
also
Cabin.
referred to as Dummy Thick.
Okay. I think we both like Knock at the Cabin, right?
Yes.
That was a fun one. Although, do you remember when we went to go see that? The worst decision ever made when we went to a screener for it, and a lot of times when we go to these screeners, right, they'll let like press in, and then they'll start letting like the public in, and
Oh, is this the one where it just kept
and in the filler time they'll put up on the screen like a poster for the movie,
like a placard? Or
yeah, like oh, and like
use
here,
these hashtags
yeah,
when you
exactly.
tweet about it.
And there was no sound. We were in there for probably 20 minutes. There was
Normally there's music playing or
Yeah.
something.
there's absolutely no sound.
All
And
of a
then
sudden,
as people start walking in, you just hear, and I started, the guy walking in goes, "Shit!" and like ducks down, and he goes, "They can't be doing that,"
Yeah.
because it sounded exactly like gunshots.
yeah.
And like
And we were in a little bit of the ghetto.
not so, but that the mall we were in has been known in recent years for a couple of incidents. And the
In
person
Bismarck, North
he
Dakota.
just kind of, this poor guy kind of hits the deck, and the rep we had there was like, no, everyone calm down. It's just in
Yeah,
the
it was
thing.
pretty funny.
And I was like, well, surely they're not going to do it again.
Oh,
And
no.
every
Every
five
5
minutes, pop, 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 and
Yep.
someone inevitably who hadn't been there for the last one would just go, ah, ah, ah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
And it's like you kind of become desensitized to it eventually. But the first couple of
I
times,
mean,
I was
kudos
like, shit.
to that Foley artist. That was a good knock, too.
Yeah, it sure
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It sounded like Dave Bautista was in there ready to fight.
Right.
But I liked that movie a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Trap. Or
Trap.
Trap. I know. I realized I said Trap, but I kind of stumbled on it.
It's cool.
Kind of, I think, in a similar vein of like unique asymmetrical horror movies.
What kind of movies?
Shut the fuck up. There was a teaser released yesterday for a new movie called Presence. And it's basically the same concept as In a Violent Nature, which we talked about on the last episode. But instead of a slasher, it's from the perspective of a supernatural entity. And so a
What was that last word?
supernatural entity.
Into what?
Entity.
Okay.
There you go. And so it seems, I guess, probably like, it's the similar vibe, but this time it's from the perspective of like a ghost who's like haunting a house. Directed by Steven Soderbergh and produced by Neon, who just did Long Legs.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah, because he's kind of got a weird career, right?
Since the Ocean's movies, can't stand it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I almost tipped the
Girlfriend
chair over.
Experience, hated it.
Girlfriend Experience? I've never seen that
Yep.
one. Magic Mike? He did Magic Mike, right?
Yeah, but let's be honest. Channing Tatum basically directed that movie.
Channing Tate Yum.
Wow.
You've ever seen This Is the End? When Danny McBride enslaves Channing
Yes.
Tatum and he calls him Channing Tate
I've
Yum?
seen it numerous times.
I love that movie.
You know what's funny? There's a story about that they told Channing, you don't have to come to set. All we need is 1 minute of you taking the mask off. And he says, no, I want to play this character. Like that was him.
Yeah.
It was fucking fantastic.
I love Channing Tatum. I want so badly to get a Gambit movie featuring
Speaking
him.
of Channing Tatum,
Channing Tatum.
Zoe Kravitz,
Yes.
her directorial debut, starring
Channing Tate Yum?
her fiance, Channing Tatum.
Wait, hold on. What? They're
Yeah.
engaged?
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called though.
I didn't know they were like a thing.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of cool. Good job, the two of you. I do like Zoe Kravitz. Not that great in the
Blink
Harry
Twice
Potter
is what
movie.
it's called. So basically, he plays. I hate to use the term Jeffrey Epstein character. We'll say
Ugh, that's a bad role.
who's the guy who owns Virgin Atlantic?
Richard Branson.
Yes, he owns an island
Mhm.
and brings people to this island, and some shit
To
goes down.
kill them or
I
to
don't
hunt
know.
them?
I haven't seen the movie yet because it's not out.
Okay, well, I don't know if maybe it was revealed in a trailer.
Anyways,
or
it's called
something.
Blink Twice, written
Okay.
and directed by Zoe Kravitz.
Okay. I didn't know that Zoe Kravitz was getting into
I think
writing and
she
directing.
actually has 2 movies coming out that she directed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, good for you, Zoe Kravitz. I do like Zoe Kravitz a lot. I feel bad for saying she wasn't that great in the Grindelwald movie because she was okay. But that movie just itself wasn't that great.
Yeah, so she makes so Blink Twice and anyways, I'll find it later.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm kind of excited for that one because
Yeah.
I love when creative people make their directorial debuts.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of really good ones lately. So
Yeah, no, I feel like there's a lot of like been a lot of transitions in Hollywood lately of like longtime actors
yeah,
now getting into like the creative process because who better to do it than people who've been involved already
and
for
on
years
sets
and
their
love
entire
making
life.
movies, you
Yeah.
know? I did
Borderlands is also coming out.
not
I
getting
see.
great.
What's an M night?
That was for later. Just ignore it.
So Borderlands is one of my all-time favorite video games.
Yes, which is a fun contrast because I don't like those games.
What's the fun contrast is it was mostly directed by Eli Roth.
Was it?
Yes.
Not getting great early reviews. Have you seen?
Don't care. I you know me.
Well,
I don't read reviews because I don't give a shit.
So generally,
Hence the film school dropout.
well, yeah, generally I don't pay attention to reviews. The only reason this one
IGN
stuck,
gave it a 3.
yeah, the only reason this one
Yeah.
stuck out to me is because right now it's got a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is kind of funny.
It's
But
got a
like,
0%
because it
on
has
Rotten
zero
Tomatoes?
positive reviews.
Or 0 reviews.
It says 0% rating, but that's because Rotten Tomatoes its rating is how many positive reviews it's got.
No,
Yeah.
not from critics. You'll never get a 0% if any critics have reviewed it.
I think that's because it says 0% positive reviews.
Yeah, you will never get a 0% from the critics review.
I read an article that had a screenshot of it. This is kind of like how you were like, I just read the crab feeder's going to be back next season.
It's
I'm
fine.
just telling you,
I'm
what
just
I
telling
read.
you that the way that Rotten Tomatoes is built,
Okay.
they've built it that way so that you can't review bomb from a critic's standpoint. So you will never have a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. You may have lower numbers, but you can't have a 0.
I'll find it on the ride home and show it to you. And if it does say 0, I'm going to tweet it. And if it doesn't, I'm going to ignore it and pretend I wasn't wrong.
If it says 0 and there are actual ratings, sure.
Actually, hold on. You fill the air for a second. I'll pull it up. We'll do it live.
Well, I mean, we need to start wrapping up too.
What?
It's look at the time, dude.
Oh my god, it is. It's 6:06
Pacific Standard
in
Time.
Sacramento,
San Diego.
No,
Oh shit.
if we say 2 different cities, they're gonna know it's not real. They're gonna be able to figure out where
On
we
the count
are.
of 3, ready? 1,
1,
2,
2, 3. Bismarck.
San Francisco. Damn it.
1, 2,
2,
3. New
Pierre.
York. You're really
Ready?
going for North Dakota
1,
here, huh?
2,
2,
3.
3. Madison.
Seattle. Damn it.
One of these days we're gonna get it.
One of these days. One more time.
1, 2, 3. Indianapolis.
No.
Yeah, who wants to be in fucking Indianapolis?
Right?
The worst.
I love it. Okay, but really, let's wrap it up tonight. So, yes, tonight was definitely a little ADD, but this is why we do the podcast, because we just enjoy spending time talking about movies, talking about shit that we watch, talking about opinions that we've got.
Notice how careful Tony was not to say we enjoy spending time together.
It's only a joke if it's funny.
You're a fucking
I'm a fucking joke.
You're a fucking joke.
I control your
What are you
daily
gonna do? What are you gonna
existence.
do? Fire me? You gonna fire
Yeah,
me? If
you're
you
fired.
fire me, the
You're
only other
fired.
person is
You're
gonna quit,
fired.
and you're gonna have no fucking
You
employees.
think that my son would
yes,
quit
I
if
think
I
that, yeah,
fired you?
absolutely.
Let's call him right now.
Oh my god!
Let's call
Oh
him.
boy.
Don't tell him we're live. Just ask that question and then
He's
hang up
probably watching.
immediately. Oh, he could be. Back me the fuck up.
Okay. You know what? You're not here. Don't say a word.
Hello?
Hey, what are you doing? Sweet. I got a quick question for you. So I've been having some issues with, Blaha. And I just want to make sure that if we had to let him go, would you stay or would you also leave? I mean, we can talk about that later. I just kind of need to know what's happening. No, I'm just saying, like, is Blaha what's keeping you there? Or if I replaced him, would you stay? I just needed you to say, fuck that guy. That would have been so much funnier.
I didn't condone him doing this, but
All right. It's not happening. It was a joke.
I 1,000% didn't condone this, but he just called you and told me to shut the fuck up, so I had to let it ride. We're live on air right now, by the way.
Yeah, we're recording this live. Yeah. Love you. Bye.
That's my favorite Tellez.
Hey, let's just put my last name out there. That works.
It's all over your Twitter.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's on
It is.
everything.
Not on Popcorn Tribunal. It's not.
Okay, but you talk about Tickle Buddies all the time.
You didn't even have to
It's not all
acknowledge
over
it.
Tickle Buddies either. It is clearly not on Tickle Buddies on purpose because the name is fucking Tickle Buddies. Jesus.
Okay, but it is on
Anyways,
your other Twitter.
You're not gonna get
Fine.
fired.
Yeah, I know I'm not gonna
But
get
stop
fucking
being
fired.
an asshole.
My last name's all over this podcast.
That's because we call you your last name.
Yeah, and sometimes I call
How many people do you think actually know your first
Hey,
name?
I can edit things. Did you
At
know
least
that?
one person watching.
I can-
Yeah,
I can
because it's
edit
your
things.
mother.
But sometimes she accidentally calls me my brother's name, but then she corrects it right away.
We have 4 kids, and sometimes we'll call them 1, 2, 3, and 4. By the way,
That's
pretty funny.
I like how Chris, I love your fucking meta commentary in the background. you just whispering.
Sometimes we just ignore it, and it's perfect, and that's great.
That's what
So-
Chris is sometimes funniest when we just let him go. In
Oh
the
no,
background.
he's often funniest when we just let him go. That's why I know very specific people who listen to our podcast specifically to hear Chris make random comments. In the
We do a
background.
segment, Morning Texts with Chris.
Morning texts.
You guys would not believe the shit that Chris says
Oh, that's true.
first thing in the
That's
morning when I text.
All right. Thanks for listening tonight. We appreciate everyone being here. Don't forget Space Panda Delta,
Aw.
glitchenergy.com. Use
Music.
code popcorn. Save 20% off of both of them. And we will
can't
see you
stop
next
the show
time.
until the music starts.
Thank you so much.
CoffeeDudesCoffee.com.
CoffeeDudesCoffee.com.
Code Army Hammer's a cannibal. I don't know how much it gets you off, but I'm sure
It doesn't
Chris will
get
do
you
it.
anything off.
You know what does get Army Hammer off though?
And on that
Nailed
note,
it.
yeah, let's turn off these microphones because
No,
can't
no,
do
keep
anything
'em-
better than that.
Yeah,
Keep
we
it
can.
hot. Keep it hot.
What?
Keep the mic hot and get the fuck.
There have
out
been
of
some shit that's been said that we need to not happen on hot mics. That's for sure.
What, I've said some shit?
No,
Oh,
I mean
okay.
you have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially,
sure.
especially with your mom listening.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, listen, my mom knows it's all a
Thanks
joke.
for being here, everyone. We love
Yeah,
you.
thanks for
Bye.
watching.
Thanks for listening. Check us
I
out,
will-
popcorntribunal.com.
Yes, I will text you when I'm home, Mom, and let you know I'm home safe.
I love how 6-year-old child you are at the end of every podcast. I'll text you when I get home, Mom.
Yeah.
I'll text you when I get home.
Sorry that my mom wants to know
Can
that
you
I'm
put
safe.
chicken nuggets in the oven for me?
Oh, that'd
Ooh,
be
that
so
sounds
sick.
delicious.
As
That'd
long
be
as the
so-
ketchup is cold. I don't like room temperature ketchup.
What?
I'm okay with room temperature ketchup. So
I
if
like
it's
cold.
in the if it's in the bottle, it's obviously in the fridge, so it's cold. But I'll keep Chick-fil-A ketchup packets and put them in the draw, and then they're warm.
Put them in the what?
In the
Now,
draw.
this is the
In the
real
what?
content right here.
Yeah, in the draw.
Okay, we're good.
But you know.
There's an ER on the end of that fucking word.
Yeah, and you only pronounce it if you're a fucking hick.
Wow.
Get that out of the jar, there.
It's a word.
Get that out of the jar.
It's a word.
Yeah, pronounce draw.
Do I call you Mick because the last part of your name is silent?
You could if you want to.
But the word is drawer.
Draw.
Drawer. I'm sorry that
Get
you're
that out the jar,
fucking dick in your mouth. You
Hold
can't
on,
say
Chris.
real
Chris,
words.
can you get that out the jar for me?
Show's over. Good night,
I don't have
everybody.
headphones in. I can't hear what the fuck you're
Fucking
saying.
pumpkin. All right. Tony's taking his headphones off, and that means he's not in control anymore. Now I'm in control. It's the last couple of seconds of the podcast where I get to say whatever I want. I love everyone who's watching. Unless you say weird, bigoted shit, then I don't like you. My mom's really cool. I'll let you know when I'm home. I don't care if Tony thinks it's weird. To add to the 6-year-oldness of it, I'm going to go home, and my mom sent me a new Star Wars action figure today, and I'm going to look at it when I get home. It's Master Soul from The Acolyte, which I thought was a really good show. I don't know why Tony's got such a big problem with it, but I do know why Tony has a big problem. We talked about it, but I thought Acolyte was great. It's probably my favorite Star Wars live action show, actually. I've rewatched it several times. Chris loves this shit. This is Chris's. Every time Tony's like, "Don't do that again," it's Chris's
Are
favorite
we
part of
still
the whole
live?
show. Yeah, he doesn't cut it off. He lets me go. Let's see. We didn't talk about this tonight. Skeleton Crew, the new Star Wars show, got a release date. It's December 9th, starring Jude Law and a bunch of kids. I don't know who any of the kids are. One of them's like a little alien elephant boy, though. That's called an ortolan in Star Wars, the species. I'm looking forward to a Jude Law led Star Wars show. And you know what? I think the kid family friendly aspect of it will make it fun. It'll have like an ET vibe, which I know isn't for everybody,
happening?
but it's pretty good. What do you mean what's happening,
I need a
Chris?
second outro song.
I can vamp forever. I can just
Here comes Tony.
I talk to myself
Tony's in the control
all
room.
the time. I sit at home and just talk to myself. If you think I can't look
Can't
into
see
a
who's
camera
behind me.
and I know I have an audience right now, you think
Yeah.
I won't just say whatever I want to say? I think Last Jedi is better than Empire Strikes Back. I know some people won't agree with that, and if you don't agree with that, I mean, whatever, that's your opinion. But I think cinematically, it's just a better movie. It looks better, it sounds better, it's a better script, better characters. I don't know what they're doing right now. They're both in the booth. Right. This is honestly kind of weird to look in and see Tony in the booth. But I mean, yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts right now. I can start getting political. Can Tony hear me right now? He can hear me, so he'll know if I call someone a cuck, and then he's like, "Don't say that! Don't say that! That's a weird." I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all. I have no idea what you're saying. Anyways, we'll get political. I'm pretty on board with the Kamala I almost said JD Vance. I'm pretty on board with the Kamala Tim Walz ticket, honestly. JD Vance is a couch fucker. That's pretty funny. But
All right. Good night, everybody.
good night.
Good night, everybody. That's the end of our podcast forever, I think.
Oh, what? Because I call JD Vance a couch fucker? It's the truth.
I don't care about the couch fucker. Don't use the word cuck.
Why don't you like the word? Hold
That's
on.
the best sentence I've ever
You
heard in
sound
my
like a
life.
little
I don't care about the
375-pound
couch
Republican
fucker. Just
kid
don't
sitting
say
in the basement talking about every single Democratic candidate.
I just think the word cuck is
a
funny.
Republican word.
I
Stop
think
using it.
I think that cuck is a
I think
funny
you
word.
sound like an idiot when you use the word cuck.
And
And the only reason you use it is because Hassan uses it.
I've actually never heard
Oh.
Hassan say cuck.
Bullshit.
It's
As much
getting
as you
real.
watch Hassan, you know you've heard
Do
him
you
use
want to
the
know where
word
I
cuck.
actually first heard cuck being used? Are you
No.
familiar with the channel called Sugar Pine 7?
No.
It keeps
Okay, they were
happening.
like a Rooster Teeth.
I'm not
subsidiary.
familiar
It keeps
with
happening.
channels.
Okay, well they
This
were.
is a Gen Z thing.
I'm not even Gen Z though. I'm a millennial.
Good night,
I
friends.
don't know. I think up here you're Gen Z.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably okay with that. But no, that's I used to hear they used to use it a lot.
If you
as like
use the phrase, I was watching a YouTube video and this is what I saw, you're Gen Z.
why would you? But YouTube is so big with millennials.
How many Reddit accounts do you have?
Just one.
You're Gen Z.
Why?
Because anyone who's not Gen Z has like 3.
I think I have one. Like I've had one burner before for when I would say like weird political shit to rile people up,
Mhm.
but I've lost the login for it.
I have one for
forever ago.
porn, one for shit posting,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then one for like genuine.
I definitely had a shitpost account, but I lost the password forever ago. So I just have the one that's the same as every other account. Fire a Gallifrey. I think the shitpost one was a Star Wars name, but I don't remember what it is.
Hey,
But
we're
no,
still live, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
It's probably called not the droids you're looking for.
Do you know what term? So that same channel where I started thinking, oh, cuck's
Did you just
kind
look
of
at
fun.
my dick?
No, I look at your leg because you're bouncing.
This
Well,
leg is bouncing.
yeah, but I got
Better.
like because it was in my peripheral, I couldn't tell
Yeah.
which one, so I just looked
Are
down.
we still live?
Yeah. The same channel where I thought cuck was funny, they also used to all the time on it use the term gimp, but like a person in a gimp suit.
Here's the thing. You can think
He's putting the headphones back in.
you can think you can think cuck is funny
Yeah.
if I can think Tourette's is funny.
You've already established that no amount of talking will convince you it's not.
It's funny. Even people with Tourette's think it's funny.
And I think well, there we go.
Randomly shouting "fuck the dog" is hilarious.
Well, we've reached a
Motherless
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is a comedy wrapped around a dark drama story.
What is it?
Motherless Brooklyn.
I don't know what that is.
Is a comedy wrapped around
I
a
don't know.
dark
I
drama.
don't know what that is.
It's
Motherless
where I
Brooklyn?
first we watched Motherless Brooklyn in the theater. Tyler and I did,
Oh, okay.
and I was laughing so much because of the Tourette's for the lead character
Okay.
that people in the theater got pissed off at me for laughing. I thought that was one of the funniest movies that I've seen in a long time. I'm like, Ed Norton is a great comic actor because Tourette's is fucking funny.
I mean, listen, you're a cuck for Tourette's. I get it.
Oh,
I just
Tourette's is hilarious.
okay. I mean, listen, you're allowed to think that.
Here's the thing. Tourette's is a very real disorder. I understand. I recognize that some of the tics can be extremely painful and can be extremely invasive into people's lives. But if you are willing to videotape yourself ticking and having Tourette's and yelling "fuck the goat" from the back of a college classroom,
Goddamn.
that's funny shit.
Did you say timeout?
I'm out.
Oh, you're out. Okay, got it.
I really don't like that word.
Why don't you like that word?
Well, when you find your wife fucking another dude and they say sit down in the corner, that's why I don't like that word.
Well, that makes
It
more
never happened. I just wanted
Okay.
to say that
Well
out
then,
loud, though.
well then you have no ground.
No, but every person that I've ever call someone a cuck did it for shock factor online.
Okay.
Because calling someone a cuck, that's a big deal, dude. Like, cuckolding someone is extremely disrespectful in every capacity of the word, right? Unless it's a kink. Like, if you're talking about a kink, that's cool. But cuckolding someone is literally taking the most sacred thing, which is a relationship that you have with someone that you have partnered with,
Sure.
and putting them in an awkward position.
Chris's face right now is priceless.
It's disrespectful. And for me, when someone uses the word cuck, it does not strike me as something, oh, fun, let's call people cucks.
That's fair. See, that's a more fair.
Yeah, but that's not a fun discussion to have on a
Okay.
podcast.
Well, sure, but good thing it's in the after show.
did you say we're off?
Here
Here we are. No, here's the thing. Everyone that I've ever heard use that word is some SJW online that has no bearing in actual conversation. And you're an intelligent human being.
Thank you.
And we have actual conversations.
True.
But when you use that word, it makes me feel like you're stupid for using that word.
Fair. I just think it's funny in the kind
Let me
of kink
clarify.
context.
It doesn't make me think that you're stupid.
Okay.
It changes the level of respect that I have for you because I hate that word. Like, I can say the word cunt all I want, right?
My mom's gonna hate that.
I know. What was the other one? Motherfucker? Doesn't she hate that
Yeah,
too?
she does.
But the word cuck, to me, it makes me feel weird and dirty.
I got a text right as you said cunt, and I thought for sure it was me. Mom like, tell him to shut up. It was actually just my partner updating me on a weird incest subplot going on Love is Blind.
Jesus
so
Christ. Is it Love is Blind UK?
yeah.
So
you know.
I haven't watched that yet.
There's
So
the text from my mom.
Don't say it. What did your mom say?
Just an angry face.
Oh,
Because you said cunt.
sorry.
Sorry.
How
I
do you
didn't mean
feel
to say
about the
it.
word cuck, Mom? How does that make you feel?
She doesn't like it when I say that either.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Okay, but in fairness, I think probably I do just find it funny because of that YouTube channel, and in that case, it was used more in like the kink shamey sense, like making it as like a kink joke.
Yes.
So your
Here's the
perspective
thing.
makes sense.
If Tyler were still here, and we were referring to the former president of Liberty University, where Tyler went to college, and the fact that he used to let the pool boy fuck his wife while he sat in the corner, that's being a cuck,
Okay.
right? That would be funny because there's a Tyler situation there.
Sure.
But you can use other words that are so much funnier than the word cuck.
I'll think of some.
It feels like a word that someone that I don't like would use, and I like.
That's fair. I just also like how it feels coming out.
Now do
like,
me.
Fuck.
What is something that I say that you hate?
I can't think of anything.
See? Exactly.
But I'm also a very agreeable person.
That's
so-
true.
But, okay, how about I'll never say cuck again, and you have to stop calling Lupita Nyong'o dark chocolate.
That will never happen.
Well, then.
She is some luscious.
All right. Shut it
All
off,
right.
Chris.
Sweet.
I'm going to end
Cut
this
it
on
off.
this.
Melts
on this.
in your
on
mouth,
this.
not in your hands.
See?
Dark chocolate.
What's an M Night?
Wow, gross. M. Night Shyamalan, the Indian filmmaker from Philly.
Oh my God, this dude's a big deal, Frank. He's like a true-to-life slumdog millionaire.
He always
You know
puts some like awesome twist at the end of his movies to trick the audience.
Oh yeah, like in The Sixth Sense, you find out that the dude in that hairpiece the whole time, that's Bruce Willis the whole movie.
Bruce
That's
Willis
not the twist.
That's not the twist of that movie.
That wasn't the twist.
No.
I'll tell you about it
Watch
There's
later.
a
again.
lot of twists.
Yeah.
in
Watch
that
it
There's a lot of twists in that movie.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Last Jedi is better than Empire Strikes Back.